Hi, my name is Denise Perry and I'm from Copper Hot Cooking Studio, and today we're going to make salmon and papillote together. So this is a dish that I love to make. It's super simple and super versatile. So if there's any, I'll kind of discuss the changes that you can make, but it's very versatile to whatever seasonal vegetable you would want to use, or even a protein. But these are the things that I will be using in my variation today. So I went to the farmer's market and picked up some local veggies. So this is a yellow squash from Mueller Farms. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic from Mueller Farms as well. And then I picked up some eggplants and some tomatoes from Ballman's, a little fresh parsley from my garden, and the protein that I'm using today is going to be a piece of salmon that we order from Sitka Salmon. So the first thing you want to do is just prepare all of your veggies for the dish. And papillote is literally just a fancy French term for baked in parchment paper. So it steams really delicate proteins very nicely. It cooks the vegetables so you get maximum kind of nutrient retention. It's just a really good dish to have in your back pocket when you want a super simple dish. So in order to prep these veggies, I'm just going to cut off the ends of the summer squash. And then I'm going to use the bridge technique. So when I teach knife skills at my shop, there's two kind of different ways to cut up your products. So one of them is using a traditional kind of grasping technique. If you wanted to cut rings, for example, just like this, you're going to grasp with your non-dominant hand and use your knife with your dominant hand. The second technique is called the bridge technique, where you're going to literally kind of make a little bridge and then cut in between. And we're going to cut some half moon kind of bias slices. We'll use about half the squash for one serving. So one squash will serve 2 people. Then we're going to use a little bit of this garlic to flavor it. Use 2 cloves. You just want to use your knife, over there. You just want to use your knife and smash the garlic just to remove that outer papery layer. And then you want to remove this core. So there's a little core in the garlic where it holds the head of garlic together, each clove of garlic. So you just want to cut out that core. It just transfers some bitter notes to your finished dish. We're just going to slice this into very thin slices. Aside. And then for these cute fairy tale eggplant, we're just going to slice off the top. And then we're just going to slice these into thin rounds. So other vegetables that go great in this dish, asparagus when it's in season, Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes for fall. You can really get versatile, and you don't have to have a protein. You can always just do a vegetable, a plant-based variation of this as well. So now I have a sheet pan with a piece of parchment paper. We're going to cut, and I have my oven, I should tell you guys, I have my oven set to 425 degrees. So we're going to fold, I have a large piece of parchment paper right here. We're going to fold this piece of parchment paper in half. So you're going to have to channel back to your arts and crafts days of kindergarten, preschool, where you made all kinds of paper cutouts. And then using a chef knife or a pair of scissors, you're going to cut a heart-shaped lobe, so half the lobe. So you're gonna cut a shape kind of like this, and then when you open it up, it will be kind of a heart shape. And you can remember this technique because cooking en papillote, cooking with steam, is heart healthy. So then we're gonna take a little bit of butter and just butter one side, one half of the parchment paper. And then just start putting your vegetables on first. Sprinkle some of this garlic, some of these eggplants. You can cut a little bit of butter and just spread it around in little nuggets. Very technical term. And then I'm going to use this seasoning salt that I purchased from Incredibly Delicious. So my son and I are also vendors at the farmer's market. So we cook crepes every other weekend at the Old Capitol Farmer's Market. And our sustenance when we're there is a tomato focaccia from Incredibly Delicious. And I had to ask how they get the good tomato herby kind of flavor in their focaccia. And they let me in on an insider secret that this is the spice blend that they use to marinate their tomatoes in. So this is called Seasonello. It's a Bologna aromatic herbal salt. So it has a lot of rosemary, marjoram, so a lot of Italian flavors, and a little goes a long way. It's very highly seasoned. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit over our veg. And I'm gonna put our piece of salmon from Sitka right on the top. And just a little more seasoning salts. And then I'm gonna fold over the other half. And I'm gonna show you kind of how I'm gonna fold this. So we're gonna start doing consecutive folds on the parchment paper. So this is my first fold. Then we're gonna go in the middle of that first fold and fold over again. And just keep repeating the process until you get this packaged up parcel that's sealed. Some chefs will brush the seams with egg white, but I haven't found the need to do that. So this is what your folded package will look like. And then we're gonna place this all onto a sheet pan and pop it in the oven for around 8 to 10 minutes. So now we're gonna make just a quick kind of tomato salsa to go on top of our finished dish. So I've got a couple of tomatoes here. I'm just going to cut out the core. So again, just right here, I'm just gonna cut out the core. And then I'm just going to quarter these. And then cut them into larger chunks. into a bowl to mix up. I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit of salt just to get those kind of juices coming out. I'm going to finely mince up a little fresh parsley. Other proteins that you can use with this could be like chicken breast if you wanted, lean pork, so like a pork loin. Those would all be good variations. Okay, then to add a little extra flavor, I'm just going to add the zest of about 1/4 of a lemon. I really love just like cooking in the seasons. I'm going to miss tomato season when it's finally done. And we're just going to give this a little stir. And this is just going to be a really simple garnish for our finished dish. Okay. So you can see that if you want to pick some of that up, again, from Incredibly Delicious. I'm just thrilled that I can be a part of the harvest celebration this year, even though I'm not one of the chefs that is preparing one of the dishes. I just appreciate so much that the Illinois Stewardship Alliance does for its local foods community, and I'm just so excited that I was asked to prepare this video for you. So thanks for coming. The dish is almost ready, the salmon. So I'll put out a plate. Okay, so this is finished. So what we're gonna do now, in tableside restaurants that do tableside preparations, the host would cut the parchment paper so all of the steam could come up for the diner and get that kind of sensory stuff happening. But for this preparation, I'm just going to transfer it to a plate. So I'm just going to cut open this parchment paper. And put the salmon off to the side. I'm going to grab some of these veggies. The salmon on top, and then we can put a few of these lovely tomatoes just to garnish. And here is our finished dish. So salmon and papillotes, salmon cooked in parchment paper with some local yellow squash and some fairy tale eggplant and a beautiful rustic tomato salsa. Thanks so much for cooking with me. Have a great day.